Hey everybody, so Opendoor Technology had a wonderful day today. It was going down for the past few days and nobody knew why. Now we know why. We had an investor selling and that's why it was going down. Once he's finished selling, everything started to go Opendoor away. We had good housing data. I said in previous videos, if we get good housing data, Opendoor is going to fly. And that's exactly what it did at 10 a.m. Let's look at the chart and see where we're going to go next. So if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel, like, and if you have any questions, comment. Also, if you want to join the Discord, where we have been making hundreds and thousands of dollars in the Discord from amazing plays from Opendoor, join Discord as well. All right, so here we go with the weekly chart. Times in sales, we're $9.11, $9.12. That's good. We broke $9, we're above it. So here we go for the weekly chart. Weekly chart not looking too bad. We see some strength right here on the tail end. It's coming up some, so that's good news right there. The daily chart looks even better. So we have 4 red days in the volume, and then we have a green volume day, which is overtaking the last day of red. So that's always a good sign when you have a green volume day that's overtaking the last red day. It means a reversal could be imminent. That's what this means right here. A red and a green. And the green volume day is a little bit higher than the red one. About 65%, 75% reversal imminent. That's what that means. So we have a green candlestick, which is above the last red candlestick, which also possibly a reversal is coming. This means buyers are now in control. So nothing's 100%, but I'm just telling you what these indicators mean that's on the chart. The daily MACD coming down still, but it's starting to turn a little bit, and we'll have confirmation probably Thursday or Friday if we're going to make this MACD flatline and go back up again. That'd be great. The RSI is starting to turn up again, which means money is coming back into the stock. Money is coming back in Opendoor because the RSI is now starting to point upward. The hourly chart was amazing. All these green candlesticks is a lot. Pretty much all buying today. Pre-market was at $7.03. People were just buying as an anticipation for the data report that came out at 10 o'clock. Now let's look at 10 o'clock. Let's look at 15 minutes at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is right here where we had the new home sale data. You see a lot of buying right here. Huge volume right here. Then we consolidated and it went up. Consolidated a little bit and kept going up. And then right here, people sold off because, it was at $7 and then it was at $8.46. That's about $1 gain in just one day, up a huge percentage, right? So people profit take right here. That's what this is. This is 30 minutes of profit taking. And then once they profit take, institutions, pumped it up because we have the news of the new investor joining in Opendoor, and they bought a pretty good amount of shares as well. I'm going to show you all that information in a little bit, and I'm going to break it down for you what this new investor means for Opendoor. So let's look at the support lines for today and the resistance. Did it do well? Did my lines that I drew for the past few days were accurate? Were they accurate? Let's see. So it came down to the 739 area. It bounced up. And then it hit a resistance right here, right on the money at the 772 area. And then once it broke that 772, we had this big candlestick pumping up. And then we consolidated. And once again, it tried to test that 772 again, which was the resistance here. Then when it got here, it was now the support. So it went to 772, bounced up from 772, went up some more. And then right on the money, once again, my resistance line that I drew at 822 the other day, look at it. It stayed under that resistance for a long time. About each candle is 15 minutes, so it stayed under there for about an hour or so. And then once it broke that 822 resistance that I drew, it went higher. And that resistance once again became a support right here. So once again, the support and resistance lines were pretty accurate. And after hours, we broke the 875 resistance right here. So that's a good thing. And now we're trading in the middle of the support and resistance that I drew a while back at 875 and 945. So based on the lines that I drew a few days ago, 945 is the resistance that we need to break. And once we break 945, I didn't even draw a resistance line yet. We went up so fast. I didn't even draw a line yet. So let's draw a line right now. After we break 945, it looks like we have some resistance at the 975, 978 area. Then after 975, 978, we're going to be in the $10 area. The $10 area, which is about $10.15 area. After we break 975, 978. Trying to get it at 10.15, trying to get it to go down there. Right about right there. 10.14, 10.14, 10.15, same thing almost. So that's what we're looking at. And let me get rid of some of these support lines down here at the 6 area and the 7 area. If we do have a sell-off, the support is at 775. And then you have 822. And then 875. So those are 3 support lines. And the resistance is 945, 978, 1014. So there you are right there. Those are support lines and resistance lines for Opendoor. And like always, let's check the housing stocks and see how they did. And there we go. Same thing, right? I say we have good data report for the housing industry. All the housing stocks are going to do good. And look at the Lennar. Look at that weekly in the Lennar. Nice bullish candlestick right underneath the sell-off area. And it looks like this also could be a reversal for Lennar. DR Horton probably had the same thing, right? Yeah, pretty much the same thing. DR Horton, same thing. Lennar was even more bullish than DR Horton. ITB, not too good just yet, but it wasn't too bad. It did finish with a green candlestick, ITB ETF. Look at the daily for DR Horton. See, there we go. Nice little reversal pattern right here for DR Horton. Lennar, same thing. Nice little reversal pattern for Lennar. Not confirmed yet, but it's a high chance that Lennar, DR Horton, and Open will reverse and keep going up. It's a high chance, but not guaranteed yet. But yeah, we are in much, much better shape than we were just a day ago. Just a day ago. And let me show you these new supports and let's break it down on what they mean. Because it's very important, very important. What I'm about to show you is why we're up today. This is why we're up today. So this is even more important than the chart probably. All right, so look, we're going to go in order and how this thing unfolded. September 23, all right, yesterday. Opendoor continues to tumble after one of its biggest owners dumped over 11 million shares Monday, all right? Access Industries, an investment firm run by Access Industries, an investment firm run by Lynn Blavnik, sold 11.36 million shares of Opendoor through its AI Liquid RE arm, with September 22 listed as the approximate date of the sale. So, a lot of people don't understand what this means. He sold 11.36 million shares, right? It was sold September 22nd. So what that means is pretty much all those days that we were going down was pretty much this investment firm selling. It wasn't everybody cashing out. It wasn't the CEO cashing out. Nothing like that. It was just rumors. That's why you can't listen to all these rumors. People say on different social medias and different articles saying, oh, Opendoor is over. Opendoor is a meme stock. You can't listen to that stuff. You got to dig deep and try to figure out what's going on. And from what I read, this firm has been in since the beginning. They were in when Opendoor was under $1. They had so many shares. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to cash out. Selling shares, cashing out. I don't know how much he cashed out. Did he cash out all? I'm not sure. But selling shares is a normal process for any stock. The CEO of NVIDIA sells shares all the time. I think they just did recently. The CEO of Amazon sells shares all the time too. So this is natural. It's normal. So what this means is, since he sold all his shares that he wanted to sell, for now, I guess, right? I don't know how many more shares he has. But since he's done selling his shares, the selling pressure is pretty much over, right? The selling pressure from him is pretty much over. So since it's over, it's actually good news. Him selling shares, it's not really bad news. It's actually good news because he's not selling shares, bringing down the price. So he's done selling, now the price can go back up. So it was perfect timing, it seemed like, right? he's done selling his shares, and then we get an announcement from Jane Street that they're investing in Opendoor, and then we also get good data from the housing industry. So this is like perfect timing, right? It's amazing. All right, so quickly, let's look at the new home sales. What sparked the housing market go up today, 10 a.m. I've been saying this for the past 2-3 videos. 10 a.m. was an important time for today. It says previous 0.66, and the consensus, which is very important, was 0.65. So the consensus thought we would go down, but we went up by a lot, 0.8 versus the 0.65. So that's huge news. That's huge right there. Let's see what it says. Sales of new single-family homes in the United States jumped 20.5% from the previous month to a seasonally adjusted annualized rate of 800K units in August 2025, the highest level since January, and there's that year again, 2022. 2022 was a huge year for the housing industry. It was crazy. So we had a lot of good news from the data. Just the data alone was enough news to spark the housing industry. But then we had Jane Street investment to make it go up even more after hours. So that's insane, right? 2 big news in one day. It says Opendoor jumps on news that Jane Street has taken a 5.9% stake in Opendoor Technology. And who is Jane Street, right? Who is Jane Street? You want to know? Jane Street is viewed as a leading market maker. The firm typically trades more than $10 trillion worth of securities a year. The investment in Open Stock is seen as a vote of confidence in real estate. Other recent stocks that were purchased by Jane Street and saw their share price vault higher include CoreWeave and Tesla. So we got big names right here. We got some big names going for us next to Open. CoreWeave and Tesla. Let's look at this too. What stocks does Jane Street own? Jane Street Group owns SPY. They have shares in SPY. They have shares in NVIDIA. They have shares in Tesla and have shares in Accuse. And also new positions in Circle Internet Group. And just recently, Opendoor. So we're talking about some big news. This is huge right here. This is very, very big for Opendoor. So people are saying that Opendoor is just a meme stock. I'm like, really? Are you still going to say Opendoor is just a meme stock? Every day we're seeing more resemblance to the Carvana run, right? Carvana was somewhat of a meme stock, and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and it became a recovery stock. Opendoor, right? People thought just a meme stock, and now every day we're seeing it's more than a meme stock. It's also a recovery stock. And we've been saying this for a long time. It's more than a meme stock. It's a recovery stock. The new CEO is really good, and he has incentives to make this stock go to $33 plus, right? So we're seeing huge buys right now, like 18,000, 10,000 buy on a 908. That's a lot of shares, It's crazy on the time it sells. 8 o'clock now, so it's pretty much going to stop now. The time it sells at the $9.08. So yeah, we're up 10% after hours. All right. So if he held, congratulations. If he bought more on the dip, congratulations again. You got to try to tune out these people saying Opendoor is finished. Opendoor is a meme stock only. Opendoor is done with. You got to tune them out. You have to know your stock and stick with it. If you want to invest in a certain stock and you believe it's going to do good, you stick with it. Then when it goes down, you buy more, right? As I've been saying for a while, we started watching this stock on YouTube, I think between $2 and $4. Hey, look at this chart, right? This is a healthy chart. This is not a meme stock chart. A meme stock chart is the ones where, for example, let me show you a meme stock chart, right? This is an example. Say Opendoor went up like this, and then we had all red candles, right? We had all red candles, and it went all the way back down to this level right here. That would be a meme stock. It goes from 75 cents or 50 cents to $4.70, and then come all the way back down to about 75 cents to $1.20. That's a meme stock. But as you can see, this is where Opendoor showed it's a real stock. When it went up, and then it held right here. Once I saw this consolidation, holding the mid-range between the pump from here to there, we got a good stock, right? We know we got a good stock. Time to do some research because something could be big here. It comes from here, it's up there, and then it holds. It holds really well here, and then it goes up again. Then it holds again, all right? It goes up again, and then we held here, and then we started going down because we didn't have any news going for us, and then our earnings were bad, and then we had the investment firm selling. He was selling right around this area. He's done selling now. So what does that mean? It means that we can start possibly going back up again. That's what it means. Now for tomorrow, we do have some important reports coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We're going to have the GDP. We're going to have the initial jobless claims at 8:30, the GDP at 8:30, and then continuing jobless claims also 8:30. All this is 8:30. Everything 8:30, and then you will have. We do have some more data coming out for housing as well. We have a Fed Williams speech at 9 a.m. and then we have existing home sales at 10 a.m. again. Then we have a speech at 10 a.m. and then the 15-year, 30-year mortgage rate at 12 p.m. Then we have more speeches later on around 3:30. So a lot of news tomorrow. A lot of news. So we have 8:30. Pretty much is going to be the state of the economy. How's the economy doing? Then we have 10 a.m. existing home sales. That's going to be important for Opendoor and Lennar and D.R. Horton. And then we have the 15-year, 30-year mortgage rate as well. That's going to be important for Opendoor and Lennar, D.R. Horton, everything else, housing industry. So we have more news tomorrow. And if the news favor us, we can probably break that $10. We can probably break that $10 if the news favor us. One more time, look at support and resistance for tomorrow, just in case the news doesn't favor us, right? So the support we're looking at is going to be 875, and then around 825, 822, 825. So if we can hold at 822, 825 should be a nice support for Opendoor. And if you want to mark it down, that's it right there. That's the support. 776, 822, 875. Resistance, 945. There you go. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like the video. Make sure you do that. The more likes we get, the more I'm going to keep doing videos about Opendoor. All right. The more likes we get, more videos coming your way for Opendoor Technology. And hope everybody had a good day. Made a lot of money today because a lot of people in Discord, we made big money. Big money today. We held strong. So thanks for watching. Take care.